Alright, so here we go. So we got Odette playing as Ethiopians and Starko as Magyars. Typical start here for Starko and for Odette. We got some elephants, and looks like we got a chicken Arabia. Got a boar lure here, an elephant lure. So looking at the map, so we got some forward chickens for Starko, and then forward forage bushes as well, but the main goal is further back. We'll see if these goats get found soon. We got a rear forest, so we got a pretty good selection of forests, though only one of them is really back unless you count this one. Odette has forage bushes in the back and this forest off to the side here. The chicken's a lot safer, but the gold is all forward. So I'm going to guess that Odette's going for archers. We'll see if that rush can counter whatever Starko's going for. Yeah, so it probably takes some pretty good scout micro to overcome Starko's, if Starko is going for scouts. You got some foragers gathering from forage without the mill. The mill's going for the chickens instead, which I think is a standard build, but these foragers kind of went for the forage bushes early. We've got a lumber camp on the forward wood for Starko. We've got a second elephant coming in for Odette with a lumber camp on the probably the best forest. And we got a mill for the forage bushes. Not one for the chickens yet. Yeah, the name, I'd be kind of curious from Elias to see if that's intentional about its name. For Arena, it's Hindustanis, which doesn't just really strike me as a scout-heavy civ. There could be camels instead, I'm not sure. Alright, so the starts are pretty similar. Starko has a bit more idle TC time, and its build doesn't look to be as aggressive as Corleone's. Yeah, Odette's a little bit faster on villagers, but Starko is a bit closer to getting the food for Castle Age. Not military, of course. Starko's a bit closer to getting the food for feudal age. Oh, we got a... Can Odette actually get to this lumber camp? I'm not sure. Okay, good. Odette canceled it. There we go. I feel like that foundation must have been placed when Odette wasn't, when it was still in the fog of war somehow. I don't think there's enough space for the lumber camp to go there. That's kind of strange. So, Starko Skautovic is faster up to feudal, the one villager earlier. Odette's got the barracks going up. And Starko's got the barracks in the back. Ha! Actually forgot about the team bonus. Alright, so we've got eco upgrades coming in for Starko. Alright, got a stable down. It's got enough wood for, like maybe they're saving up for some farms, but it got enough wood for a second feudal age building. I'm surprised it's not getting placed yet. Meanwhile, Odette's going for some ranges. Hopefully for archers. We'll see if that happens. So Starko's got the chickens pretty much gathered at this point. Wow. Odette's just leaving them alone. That might be SD's approach, is just to ignore the chickens on chicken maps. We got a scout war here. Starko's gonna win. And we got a spear. A couple of spears. Okay, they're gonna go for skirmishers instead. I'm kind of curious if that was the choice from the start, or if those skirmishers are trying to counter something. I'm guessing it's just part of the build at this point. Adding skirms and then switching to archers to be able to save up for Castle Age. Alright, those spears are going to take down the scout pretty quickly. Yeah, I think if an AI can efficiently gather the chickens, that's going to be the best approach in theory, but it's going to take a lot more work from the scripter. From what I've seen is that, at least for human play, milling the chickens is probably like the best approach, like in most games. It just kind of depends on if you can get your AI to gather from them efficiently. I think that's probably the hard part. Rather than like having all the villagers go to the forage bushes and all of them then going to the chickens. There's a lot of walking time. So we have scouts for Starko, but just not enough army quick enough to be able to beat Odette, especially with this spearman around doing a good job of defending the skirmishers. So it's looking like Odette's taking this game pretty quickly. Odette's already killed almost 20 villagers. Let's see. It's kind of looking like Starko never built a mining camp on this gold. And doesn't have the wood to do so right now, so that could be a big problem. Yeah, regarding the chicken mills, I'm just kind of reporting what I've seen from players who've like played a bunch of games online, have talked about what has been working for them. So I think people are still figuring it out. If it ends up that chickens are not effective, then they'll stop using them when someone tries to like play around and figures out what works. But in this game, it's not really going to matter too much. Odette's military is probably just like too big for Starko to overcome. It looks like Starko's trying to push the chickens. I don't know, maybe it'd be good to have a a maximum distance on deer pushing. Maybe that's an attempt to lame some deer. But those deer, the chickens, are not lameable. I'm curious what you mean by lameable. If you mean like pushable, they're not pushable. But if you're just meaning like military units killing them, I'm sure. Alright, so Odette's left, but I think it's his retreat and save up for Castle Age, and then should probably push in again pretty soon once he got upgrades and maybe some siege. But I feel like at this point we're just kind of waiting for the inevitable. Second 2C for Odette. Crossbow and Bodkin coming in. Also got the free pikes upgrade. Got one little pikeman trying to do some damage at the front. But no match for villagers. So we got some villager training trying to come back. But we'll see what happens. I'm pretty sure we're expecting Odette to be able to come in and do some damage. Odette adding in some knights. It's a good approach in most games. Probably not needed in this case. Curious to see if we've got any siege coming. Doesn't look like it. But knights could probably be enough to dive into the TC once they got enough armor. Odette taunting the enemy. Yeah, this is pretty much GG. We got a late skirmisher coming in. Yeah, pretty much at the point where all of the villages are underneath the TC. Alright, let's see what happens in game 2. Alright, so looks like Odette is either Inca or Franks. Let's see, stars. So, Inca or Franks. I feel like there's one more star here. Yep. And then instead of Magyars, we got Hindustanis. and arena. And here we go. Alright, Odette won game 1. Got houses coming up. Looks like we got llamas on the map this time. Alright, so we got Starkos. Got 3 forests almost in a triangle. Kind of this shape. Well, this is not... I thought I picked arena. My bad. Just double checking the civs. Yep, those are right. Now let's go. That's better. So, kind of interesting. Starko's got this little back area there, but that's not really going to be doing too much good with like no extra resources. Might be good for like retreating back, but I'm not sure if that's going to be needed this game. The terrain's a bit hard to read here. Just like I don't know what terrain this is called. It's yeah, I think this is one of like the new like Chinese Asian terrains. So for Starko, we've got the main gold forward, storm to the side, forage is also forward. So we'll see what the build order is for Starko here. If it's for camels, then this gold will definitely be needed, unlike the last game. And then for Odette, we got the gold in the back, the forage off to the side, a little bit forward, and then stone is forward, and the second gold is forward. We've got a deer map this time, which Odette will be happy about. And then got this little tiny forest here in the back. We'll see if Odette takes that. And then most of the land between the players is actually off to the left here. So perhaps a bit uglier map just from the mini-map, but definitely still playable. Yeah, I think the I forget when the feature of like starring civilizations was added, but it's nice. Especially when we only have like 2 civs to pick from it. It really helps out. So we got some exploring from Starko trying to explore this back area, but I guess they're kind of bugging out. But I know they'll do that sometimes in my AI. I figured it's like not worth it to try and like do like perfect exploring with the animals. So if they can't go around in a circle, then it's probably like too much effort to try to get them to like go around and then go this way to keep on exploring. Alright, looks like the last deer's coming in for Odette. Maybe. Let's see, is that deer gonna be nice and easy to push? Okay, there it goes. And let's see. Doesn't look like... Oh, we got some little graphical bug there. Interesting. It looks like we might be trying to get like a deer mill, but there's only really one left. I wonder if that mill was intentional. Alright, got some farms for Odette. Starko's staying on no farms at this point. The Starko's got a fair amount of idle time and some idle eco. So at this point it's starting to fall a bit behind Odette, just economy-wise. But Starko's the first to go up to feudal age. Let's take a look at the resources. I think Odette's climbing a little bit ahead here. Odette trying to give Starko some false confidence. It almost looks like those birds are trying to feast on the other ones that are bugged out. Alright, so that one deer is getting hunted at the very least, so the mill's not completely wasted. We got a barracks way here in the back. Yeah, so we definitely have both players going for a different build order here. Yeah, so I'm kind of curious to see if it's still going for the scouts or if it's going to switch to camels. I'm going to guess scouts just for the sake of keeping the same build order. Finally got some farms down for Starko and a stable. So it's looking like scouts at this point. And then if Odette can get some eagles perhaps, or maybe... Yeah, I'm guessing Odette's going to go for eagles. Maybe, or something in Castle Age. We'll see what Odette goes for build order wise. So we got Mark and Blacksmith. So mostly a boom. We'll see if he can get enough military to stop whatever Starko's trying to do. Which is obviously scouts in some form. And there we go, trying to push the chickens around and not really wanting to do what the scouts are telling them to do. So eco upgrades and Castle Age coming in for Odette. Got 2 lumber camps, 1 mining camp. Still no gold mining camp for Starko, but I guess that's expected. But farming eco is going strong. So far, those scouts are not really... Oh, we got a couple scouts attacking the gate. I was about to say they're not really paying off yet, but we'll see if these scouts can knock down the gate in time. Alright, Odette's up to Castle Age. We've got a TC, house, and a mining camp. So Odette's going for the full boom approach. We'll have to see if it can hold off the scout rush in time. Don't see a barracks going up, instead we got a 3rd TC. I'm curious to see if Odette's going to respond to this in any particular way. I gave you a close-up look there. Alright, third TC is up for Odette, but still no military. I feel like Odette's just gonna, like, yeah, just try your worst and see if you can knock down a Seiko. Now I have questions about whether that boldness is gonna pay off or not. Wheelbarrow coming in for Odette. Handcart. Yes, this is just the full boom approach. I'm pretty sure Odette will have some programmed response to this for like being under attack, but not enough wood to add a barracks if needed, or a monastery, but monastery would not be very good against scouts. The +1 armor for the scouts is in, along with wheelbarrow. Alright, got a monastery for Odette. I don't know if that's for relics or if that's for candlelight cab. I'm pretty sure it's for relics, but that might end up costing Odette. That money could have been spent on a barracks. Alright, the scouts are in. Where are they gonna go? Ha! Okay. The second gate. Got a couple scouts coming in though. See if they're gonna target villagers. They might just be explorers. That's my guess. So Odette's banking up the food and gold. Alright, got fletching coming in. Got a siege workshop. Maginos probably aren't the best counter to scouts, but maybe the most pop efficient, I'm not sure. And that's really not a safe gold spot either. But we got the first relic coming in for Odette. Let's see if the scouts spot it. Interesting, Odette's building the mill out here. Wonder if that's for farms, but seems oddly placed. Alright, scouts are coming in, starting to attack the eco. Monk went down. We got Bodkin, that'll help trying to kill off the scouts, but let's see, 3 armor against 7 attack. These scouts are really coming in trying to kill off villagers. Odette's lost 12 villagers. 15 villagers, getting close to 20 villagers now. We have 20 villagers. And those scouts are just not getting killed off. They have bloodlines in. And more scouts are coming. Pretty soon that gate's going to be down. Yeah, it looks like Odette just doesn't have a response to this. Just trying to go full boom and then start doing stuff once in Imperial Age. So I guess we know for the future, if the II is playing against Odette, maybe try to go for the aggressive approach. Yeah, looks like some AIs are vulnerable to the feudal rush and arena. If we're time was spent on Arena, I'm pretty sure you could come up with a good AI response to it. So we got one TC is getting pretty badly damaged here. Starko's ahead on villagers. That happened a while ago. Yep, just crossed the villagers. I think that's the resources being collected. Society. Yeah, so you can see this big villager drop. Odette's kind of maintaining villagers at this point, but Starko's just slowly climbing and getting ahead. The CC is still up, but I don't know if Odette is going to try and repair it or not. Doesn't really have the stone to repair for too long. Yeah, hey Prummy. I'm curious if the scouts will be able to see these lumberjacks here. Alright, so we got the university coming up. Not going to do too much, unfortunately. And Starko's nowhere close to Castle Age. Maybe it'll eventually, if it builds up some resources, gets 200 pop or something like that, it'll get up to Castle Age. But it's actually targeting the walls instead of trying to attack the TCs like it was. Grow slowly, please. I don't think scouts know what slow means. Gotcha, yeah, so it's scouts only, no light cav. Siege Workshop is mostly down. Yeah, so it looks like it's game over. So we got a 1-1 for Odette and Starko this time.